All right. Welcome to Hawks in the Booth. I'm Rachel,
I'm Kara.
and today we're going to be talking about the historic crossover at Kinnick game. Iowa women's basketball playing DePaul. So, Mom, what are your first initial thoughts about this game?
We won. Woohoo.
Yes, a victory. Always good.
Caitlin Clark gets a triple double. Way to start it off.
Knew it would happen. I mean, are you shocked? She had it in the bag the whole time.
She did, but I was worried at first. She looked like she was kind of mad or hurt or sick or.
I think playing outdoors when she can't make her signature 3-pointers as easily because the wind is literally carrying the ball might have added a little stress to her, perhaps.
Probably, yeah.
That's my guess. I don't know for sure. She did fall a lot and was kind of slow getting up a couple times, which
Yeah.
made me nervous.
Yes.
I mean, I don't think anyone would be lying if they say the Iowa season would be over if she got injured, Like knock on wood right now.
Well, it wouldn't be. It would be not what it would be with her in it. I think they'd still be good, but they won't be great.
I think they would make it to the tournament, but probably not host.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Probably not make it past the first round. Maybe round 2. With Hannah and the veterans they've got, maybe they'd make it to round 2, but definitely not Sweet 16.
Yeah.
So, I mean, she's important. She's integral.
Yeah.
To say the least.
Don't be hurting our star player.
In my professional analysis, Caitlin Clark's important, is what I'm saying.
Well, and DePaul was so aggressive on their defense. Caitlin Clark was on the floor a lot. It was like, stop hurting our star player.
But that's just them playing, Like,
right.
Everyone's going to do that this season. That's just...
Well, yeah, because I think we're known for not maybe playing our best when it's a physical game. And so other teams want to make it physical because they know
100% accurate.
That bothers us. But still, stop trying to hurt my... they weren't trying to hurt her, but, she's falling, and it's like, no!
I do think DePaul got into her head a little bit. I heard her during the game, telling the refs to call a foul, which I don't love when she does that, when she's talking to the refs a lot. I know it's kind of part of her game.
Yeah.
And it gets a lot of flack.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of it, personally. That's like the one downside I see about her.
Yeah, I mean, it's good that she's advocating for herself. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
But I don't...
There's a line.
It feels a little complainy. I don't like that.
Yeah. Especially when you do get a lot of fouls called for you.
Yes.
To her benefit, she does.
Yes.
But people foul her a bunch, so I don't know,
Yeah, I don't either.
Other thoughts about this game?
I really liked how Addison O'Grady came out. She had a lot of rebounds and a lot of points to start the game. And then I felt like later on, she wasn't as good at the rebounding. It kind of fell off. Like she wasn't trying as hard. They would go off her hands.
I would say I agree with you. She played way better than I thought she would.
Yes.
Absolutely killed it, especially in the beginning. I do think she got, how if you rebound a little weaker, and you allow the other team to kind of fall on you with their arms and sort of grab the ball because you're not,
right,
like putting your elbows up to kind of protect it. I felt like she did that more.
Yeah, I felt like what we saw from her at the beginning was what we saw from her 2 years ago. And I remember we would watch a game and think, oh, she is going to be the next big post thing, that she's going to be so good. And then last year, we were down on her because at the Drake games especially, she could not get a rebound. And it was the same kind of thing.
Mhm.
She was there, it was off her hands, or
Mhm.
someone just was faster than her to.
Yeah, just it feels I need her to show that extra 10% effort, you know?
Yeah.
It seems like she is not as fired up about going after the ball and following the rebound and things like that as some of the other players. But at the same time, she got 14 rebounds.
She did, because she was amazing at the beginning. She was getting all the rebounds,
and she had some good post moves at the beginning.
She really, really.
I saw her do a dribble move with a hook shot.
Yeah.
Lots of layups, lots of assists from Clark. It looked really good for stretches there.
Oh, it really did. I just need her to keep up that intensity the whole game.
Let's talk about Hannah Stolke. What was her stat line?
She shot 50% from the field.
Okay.
40% from free throw.
I want to talk about free throws. Let's talk about that real quick. It was an outdoor game.
Yeah.
I'm going to give Iowa the benefit of the doubt and I'm not going to assume that they shoot. What was the team percentage? Does it say? It was low. It was like 50% or less, honestly, it felt like.
We made 16 of 30. I don't see the percentage.
Well, listed. 16 of 30, that's a little over 50%.
Right.
So that's a low free throw percentage. I'm going to assume it's because of the conditions outside.
Yeah. And it was windy.
Mm-hmm. And it carried quite a few shots.
And it's cold. It was cold.
Right. So I'm not gonna go hard on Hannah's free throw shooting yet, but if it's true that it's not improved, that's going to be a big factor this year.
Yeah. And she only had 3 rebounds, which really surprises me. I thought she would have had a lot more than that, but I'm not worried about her rebounding.
Yeah, I think it'll come. I also think having Addison down there, maybe Addison's a better rebounder than Monica.
I think she is, yeah.
Just height. I mean, she's taller.
Yeah.
Maybe she can jump higher. I don't know. I didn't really notice. But, yeah, I mean,
or she can be when she gives the good effort.
Right. So maybe Hannah wasn't necessary to get all those rebounds.
Hannah did have 3 assists, and I do remember some really good passes to people.
Oh.
By her,
Okay.
So that was good.
Yeah. A lot of fast break points. Loved that.
Yes. We had 24 assists as a team.
It's a lot.
That was amazing. We also had 17 turnovers.
Well, and I think Clark had 6.
She did. She almost had the quadruple double.
I'm tired of people saying that. I feel like that happens all the time.
Overall, I'll take it. If it comes with the other stuff, fine.
Right. I thought Sydney Folter played hard. She's always scrappy. Molly Davis. Let's talk about Molly Davis.
Oh, she did great. She had 5 rebounds. She had where did it have how many points she made? Gosh, where's she at? She made 5 of 7 field goals. So and was 1 of 2 from 3-point line, 2 of 4 from free throw. Yeah, she did really good.
I'm impressed that she made a 3-pointer. Because that's an area that she struggled last year. Now, Is that 1 3-pointer a fluke? I don't know. Also, outdoor conditions. So,
but I liked she was much more aggressive.
Yep.
To the basket.
Much more offensive minded. And I watched her on defense. She was good, scrappy, quick, falling less.
Yes.
On defense, which was nice to see.
Yeah, but I liked her aggressiveness, taking it to the basket. She, we're going to need that. And yeah, I liked what I saw out of her. Yeah. And the 5 rebounds. I mean, she's so short compared to everybody, it seems.
One thing I did notice, and I don't know if it was the personnel on the floor, Iowa struggled a little bit when DePaul pressed at the end. And I'm not sure if it was just dumb turnovers, like the ball hitting their leg and going out, or them throwing the inbound over someone's head.
Well, when DePaul made their run in the fourth quarter, beginning of the fourth quarter, when the crowd was doing the IOWA, why does that always happen?
Cursing the team with their
that
chants.
happens in football too. We do the IOWA, and the other team just marches down the field while we do it.
Yeah.
But when they made their run, it was mostly starters in.
Yeah.
Except for Sharon Goodman.
Right, which makes me think, I don't know.
I don't know if we were just lazy or just, it's exhibition or...
It was fourth quarter. We were ahead by a lot.
And so, yeah. I think that was it. Because then you could kind of tell where Caitlin Clark and them were like, oh, no. We're serious now.
DePaul actually was a much better team than I thought they would be. They hit a lot of 3-pointers in an outdoor game.
They really did.
Very impressed.
And they, I am happy that was an exhibition game because it made us think about and work on things that we maybe need work on. Like it was a physical team.
Yep.
They were very physical and we don't do well. And we pretty much dominated that whole game, despite that little
except
bit.
for the beginning of the fourth.
Yeah. And they pressed and
they were good and not related to their basketball playing ability, but I saw they had a picture with the kid captain that they posted online, and they seemed really grateful to be there. They waved to the crowd at the end of the game, even though they lost. They were really...
I really like to see, and this was both teams, a player falls down and the other...
Yep, both teams picked each other up, absolutely.
Yeah, Iowa players were helping DePaul players up. DePaul players were helping Iowa players up off the floor. So it was real, and that continued into the fourth quarter too.
Right.
So that was good to see that even though both teams were playing hard, and there were some hard fouls and stuff, but both teams were, they seemed, it wasn't a personal thing.
I think
I like the sportsmanship.
In the game of basketball, it's very easy to get chippy and to make it personal and get upset, especially if your team's down. So I was impressed by that too, to see them be, good sportsmen all around. It was nice. Yes. It was nice to see them. I'm glad we picked DePaul for the team. I'm glad
DePaul said yes. Right. Yes. I'm very grateful that they were like, yes, we want to be a part of that. So that was nice.
A part of her story, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that was funny. When I saw that, not an original joke. Let's clarify. That was all over everywhere.
Yeah. Well, it was a sign. Yeah, it was good.
Other thoughts on the game?
Oh, it was fun being there. And
atmosphere, amazing.
Yeah, it was really fun. I loved that the band at halftime did
their show.
Yeah,
with Clark.
Yep. I didn't think they'd be able to do it because they used the whole field when they did it for the football game. And I thought, they're not going to be able to do that, but they did. And it was great.
I am not in marching band, but I imagine it is really hard to adjust a halftime show to be half the field.
Right.
So I'm impressed that they did that. They did it quickly. I think this was supposed to be their off week. So it's great that them and all the other people who work, at Kinnick and in the athletics department did that, sacrificed their weekend to put this on.
I think Lisa Bluter mentioned that at the end, too, in her little speech. So that was great.
I loved Lisa's speech. I love Lisa Bluter.
Yes.
Amazing coach, amazing woman. Just kind of makes you feel like she cares more about the players than winning.
Right.
Which is,
they all really clearly love her, so.
Yes. Yes. Any other thoughts?
I just thought it was a great game.
It was a good game.
What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are O'Grady has a really big upside.
Yes.
If she figures it out, she will be great. Because I think she's taller than Monica, a little more athletic than Monica. Maybe not quite big enough yet. Like, she might need to gain a little bit more muscle.
Right.
Because I
To
think
be
Monica
stronger.
was pretty strong in the
Yeah.
post. So I'd like to see O'Grady do that. And that might be more of an off-season kind of thing. So I don't know. I don't know if that's possible for her now. I think she needs to gain some confidence. I think she
Yes.
needs to gain a little bit more, like get a fire lit under her a little bit.
I think a lot of this will come with time. She just needs to be consistent in her effort, because when she's giving a great effort, great things are happening.
Mm-hmm.
But then she kind of starts to just be there. But I think she can be a better rebounder than
Mm-hmm.
Monica. I think that she can score as well as Monica eventually. Maybe not now, but I think that she can get there with that.
Mm-hmm.
I think Monica was craftier, but that
Right.
is also something that can come.
I think that O'Grady, if she can develop some of those things along the way, could, just because of physical athleticism, like she is taller than Monica. I think she's a little faster than Monica. Like, she could exceed her if she wants to, if she tries, if she puts in the work. Jan Jensen's a mastermind.
Yes.
I think anything is possible, really, with
Well,
this
and I
post.
remember we went to a few games. We watched Megan Gustafson on TV,
Mm-hmm.
and she was amazing, of course, National Player of the Year. And we saw Monica go in, as a freshman or sophomore, and thought, "Oh gosh, she's terrible." We went to a few games. That first year that she was a starter, we saw her, like maybe when they played Drake or something, and we were like, "Wow."
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it can be that kind of transformation for
Mm-hmm.
Addie O'Grady, because Monica Sonano was not always the force that she turned into.
Right. So hopefully Jan can work her magic.
Yes.
And I do think Clark and O'Grady need a lot more time together to work on that connection, because we're used to seeing her with Monica, seeing Clark with Monica, and it was telepathic. And
Yes.
now there were several times during the game that I saw maybe a pass was a little harder than O'Grady thought it would be, or it's in an angle that she didn't expect it to be in, and she kind of fumbled a lot of them.
Yeah.
She did catch some of them and make them, and did great with that, but there were moments where she fumbled the passes that I think if it were Sonano, she would have gotten.
Right. And I think Monica has talked about that. I've listened to an interview of her where she was like, at first, you just learn to always expect the ball.
Mm-hmm.
with Caitlin Clark.
Right.
And you've just got to be ready all the time. And I feel that goes back to the consistency for Addison O'Grady. Just when she's ready, when she's like, okay, I'm ready, and she's really engaged, then she's going to handle those passes. But if her mind kind of wanders, or she kind of just like,
right,
energy goes down because she's tired or whatever.
And hopefully with time, just the repetition of it.
Yes.
Because it's a long season. So
I thought that Sharon Goodman did good until her fourth quarter bonehead place, but I thought she had some good moments until that, and good moments in, subbing for Addison O'Grady.
Mm-hmm.
I thought she had some good rebounds. She did some good things, and then I felt so bad for her.
Yeah, those inbound plays were rough.
And it was like back to back. It was like, oh, girl.
Yeah.
I felt bad for her.
But that's a good learning experience for her.
Better that it happened. I mean, that's the kind of thing you won't let that happen again.
Right. Especially stepping over the out of bounds line. That's not going to happen again.
Right. And so better that it happened in exhibition where we win anyway.
Right.
Than in a critical moment in a critical game.
Right. We're almost to the 20-minute mark, which is about our average. Anything else you want to say about this game before we wrap up?
Go Hawks.
Go Hawks. Yes. I want to say it felt special going in. like walking into Kinnick Stadium, it felt like a moment to me. It felt like we were experiencing something that we would talk about 30 years from now and say, I was there at Kinnick when we broke the record, had 55,646 fans watching a women's basketball game, which had never happened prior to that. I felt like it was... I got a little emotional, you know? I didn't cry, obviously, but it felt... Why are you laughing? Don't laugh at my emotions. Excuse you. It felt special, and it felt good to be part of.
Yes.
And I'm hoping that this is indicative of the direction that women's sports are going to go. I think people are going to be talking about this Iowa women's basketball team a lot this season.
Yes.
And that's great to hear. And another tidbit, my father, your husband, Kara,
yes.
my father was at a bar and asked them to turn on the game. And that right there, if that's not progress, a man asking you to turn on a Sunday to turn on a women's basketball game.
And he loves NFL.
Yeah, I think that's progress, and I'm here for it. I love it. It makes me happy to see that, especially with the state of Iowa. Because, I mean, Iowa State also... Now, I don't... Listen, I'm a Hawk fan, but Iowa State is doing a lot for women's basketball as well, or at least they have in recent years.
They've had good teams, yes.
Right. So just to see the state of Iowa as a whole have such positivity towards women's basketball feels amazing.
Yes.
Okay. And that's all for our podcast today. As a reminder, please no criticism because we are not here to improve. You might hear you might hear from us, you might not. We only podcast when we're feeling good. And so that's why we haven't been around for a lot of football games, because we haven't felt good about those. And yeah, go Hawks.